So some of you probably know that I'm an anthropologist, even though I don't play one on TV. And actually, I did my graduate work in Charlottesville, Piedmont Avenue. That was a great house, not very expensive. But I encountered the mice mostly in Kamchatka. But that's a different story. So this one I wanted to talk about funerals, because I just finished editing a book on Kamchatka, and my chapter is about people's funerals. And I was in this village of Middle Pakchi and trying to learn about reindeer herding. I've told stories about reindeer herding and how people are living on the land and living in the village and making their way, when I learned that a 2-year-old boy had pulled a boiling kettle of water onto himself and died. And they were going to cremate him in the traditional manner the next day. And so the people I was living with saying, well, you know, everyone's going to the funeral, we should go. And I'm like, okay. So like your typical waspy kid, I was horrified by the whole thing and didn't want to intrude on, other people's feelings or, bother anyone. My wife still has that problem with bothering people. I've gotten over that problem. And so I'm standing in the back, kind of taking mental notes, because I am an ethnographer trying to learn about this culture of Chukchi people in this village. And then this grandmother that I talked to a lot sidled up to me, and she started scolding me. It's like, Alex, what are you doing? Where's your video camera? Why aren't you recording this? This is important ethnographic information. They're having a funeral. It's a cremation. Our culture is worth taking seriously. Why aren't you doing your job? And I was like, oh, shit. And I said something about my batteries and whatnot. But so that was, and of course, the grieving parents were in a pitiful state, and I wasn't going to go ask them things, but there were lots of other people that I could talk to. And so I did, and I started learning things. And the unfortunate coincidence that was good for my research was there were 3 other funerals that month. I was in that village for just 2 months. And so a woman who had been suffering from cancer and passed away in the hospital, her body finally was brought back to the village. And then a week after that, in the space of about a week, 2 other older men passed away. They'd been also ill for a while. And what I found was that these people didn't worry about me intruding, as they wanted respect. Like, don't we all? And the way to present that respect was to take their culture seriously. And they expected me to be asking questions. So I started asking more and more. Like, so why is there this little X, like literally this size, on the deceased's chest as he's shrouded in a reindeer skin blanket? And what's that rock doing there? And why do you put tea in a teapot at his head when you're serving tea to everyone? And all of these things. And then I came to learn about Chukchi cosmology, and more specifically about how, our universe is a tiered one. We're kind of in a middle earth, and there are worlds below us and worlds above us. And the deceased, when they're cremated, of course, that's like a launch pad, as one man told me. And their spirit goes up to the next world, which is a lot like ours, but things are kind of backwards. And backwards in the sense that these little things get larger in the next world. And if you break them, in Chukchi world, you can take it with you. Useful things like ropes and hunting knives and whatnot. But you have to have a small hunting knife so that it's a normal size. Because if you took a normal size hunting knife with you to the next world, it would appear really small. And so these kinds of inversions are operating. And then also at the last elder man to pass away was actually the father of one of the people that I was fairly close to. And she said, Alex, would you document my father's funeral for me? I want you to videotape what's happening, and then give me a copy, save that for me. And of course I obliged. I was happy to be actually useful. So I wasn't just observing, I was also participating. And for me, that's always the great save in anthropology, is that we're not just flies on the wall anthropologists. We're engaging with people and learning about them, and they're teaching us their culture. And I'm trying to give back as little as I can, or as much as I can, but it always seems like too little. But it turned into a really great writing that took several years to do. And I will always think about how those people were worried that that me trying to pay respect to them seemed kind of the opposite, that I wasn't being respectful by engaging with them and talking to them and asking them questions. I was hanging back. And so that's why I always get up on the stage and talk to people and stuff, because hanging back is not the way to be nice to people. You got to talk to them. Thanks.